Too late.
No. Wait, what I want to say to that,
Yeah.
I'm hoping that he'll go to like a mental hospital, get some help or something or whatever.
Shout it out and let them know it's the Davina and Sabrina show. These girls got a lot of sass, topics with a lot of class. Davina and Sabrina show. Spill the tea, drink it up. These girls really know what's up. Spill the tea, drink it up. These girls really know what's up. Davina, Sabrina, it's Davina and Sabrina. Davina and Sabrina show.
Welcome to another episode of the Davina
And Sabrina show.
So guys, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and YouTube, all at the Davina and Sabrina show.
That's right. So we are back. We asked you guys to write into us and send us some moral dilemmas and for us to decide what would we do. So, you guys, some of these are a little bit like out there, I'll be honest. So let's take a little moment into our brains, see how moral we are. So the first question was asked. So your brother comes home and he comes to your house and he advises you that he has made a big mistake.
Okay.
He's just killed somebody. Didn't mean to. This is really out of character, obviously. But not only did he kill her, before it happened, he had a moment of insanity. But because he knew he had to kill her. So he's come to you. He needs some help. What are you doing? What would you do? Like, are you snitching? Police are going to come at some point. Are you going to lie to the police for your brother?
They're going to come and the police are going to come and ask
At
me.
one point, they probably will.
And why did he choose her?
I mean, you guys didn't actually really give context. Give context. He just had a moment of insanity. He'd been going through a little bit of mental health, maybe for during that year, and he just needs to let out frustration. But this is not something he's never done this before.
He's never had any tendencies or
no. He just.
This is a
He
hard
was
one.
hearing voices. I'm not doing that. He was hearing voices.
The thing is, obviously, it's
somebody, and then he killed.
And he killed
because he had to, because he couldn't bear her talking. That's pretty. You've got a brother, so really.
I'm thinking about it. The thing is, like, part of me wants to say, "Oh, I'll protect my brother. It's my only one and only brother," but then he could do this again. Obviously, there's mental health there. He needs to get some help, and me lying, he's not going to get that help, is he? And there's other women who are going to be at risk. And could I live on my conscience or have on my conscience him doing that to someone else? And also that family. Oh, God.
This is open and closed, D.
I have to say, I have to dob him in. I'm sorry. If it was something else where it did involve and murder, I'd have to obviously maybe cover for him. But something like that, no. Yeah. Or even slightly thinking of it a different way. Like if he accidentally killed someone, it was just like a slap.
I mean, it's probably an accident, but the point before he killed her.
That's what I'm saying. He hit her and then he was trying to cover it.
Killed her.
Did he accidentally kill her? I thought he killed her so she wouldn't talk.
Actually,
it's
right.
intentional.
It was intentional.
So, yeah. And like you mentioned, he's been having a bit of a breakdown. So obviously something's wrong there. No. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I've got to say something. I know it's my brother, but he could do it again and he's not well. He needs to get professional help. Yeah.
So he'll go to jail forever?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Well.
Too late.
No. Wait, what I want to say to that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that he'll go to like a mental hospital, get some help or something or whatever. But he's going to do it again.
Yeah.
They'll have another break.
Yeah.
Like, why are you someone? Yeah. I know it's my brother and it's my blood. In other circumstances, I would cover, I would lie. But something like that, you intentionally someone.
Yeah.
But my bro wouldn't do that. But but scenario-wise, if that was to happen, I'd have to say something for the rest of the community. Risk, yeah. So what would you do, Sabrina? Sorry.
In that scenario, I know it's really bad, but the truth is, I especially if it's, I don't think I'll snitch. But what I would say to him is, actually would never speak to him again though. I'll get him the help. I'll make sure that he gets help. He goes to a mental institute, and then I would probably, that's probably deep with it. I will cut off. I will cut off.
You're going to jail.
Pardon?
You're going to jail.
Yeah.
But I wasn't around, so I don't know.
Do you? Because the story is that he went to you and told you.
Yeah.
And you
And you
the
did,
police
and
come.
the police came,
Yeah,
and you
so
didn't
you
say anything.
lied, yeah.
You're going to jail.
Yeah, but
You're going to jail.
Harbouring like
prove it.
after the fact.
Harboring after the fact, you're going to jail.
If they find out, if they
Yeah.
get like DNA and stuff like that, you're going to jail.
It's not even DNA's timeline,
Yeah,
timeline of
because I
events.
wasn't with him, so I
But
can't.
he came. The story is that he
can't-
came to your house, didn't
and
he?
told me.
And
Yeah.
told you.
Yeah, but what would I go to jail by knowing?
Yes.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you're lying to the
You're
police.
you're perjury,
Perverting the course of
perverting course of
justice.
justice,
Yeah.
accessory to the crime.
Yeah,
I mean, I ain't going to jail.
You're
you're going.
You're going to jail.
I don't think I can snitch, though. You know, I'll say I don't know.
Even for murder.
yeah, I don't know.
Well, go ahead. Enjoy the 5 to 10.
I wouldn't.
Okay,
Be
be
like, well,
you.
he's clearly got some mental health issues.
Yeah, so
I
do
don't
you.
know.
So do you.
The thing is,
I don't know anything.
my
He came,
thing-
he came to my house, but
And
he didn't tell me
told-
nothing.
he
He didn't tell me nothing.
The story was that they. What's wrong with you?
He didn't tell me nothing.
He did.
No,
The story is that he told you.
I know he told me. But the police
Yeah.
are telling me, what do you know? I'd be like, I don't know nothing.
And then Sabrina, sorry, can I
Like, I
put
don't
another
know
thing
nothing.
to you? Say if like,
I
you
don't know
know,
nothing.
say,
I don't know.
say if you said you, no,
I don't know now.
but say if like, let me just put something else to you. Say if,
God, if I really was going to jail, then no,
Yeah.
I would say it. But the reality, I think I would actually believe like I wouldn't go to jail. I would be,
Yeah.
I don't know now. He came to my house. Yeah, okay. Did he tell me? No.
Okay, then, so what happened? What did he come to your house and tell you? Why did he come to your house?
Because that's my brother. He comes to my house. Yeah.
but okay, sorry, let me just put this to you. Say like, you know, you said you wouldn't speak to him again. You tried to get him help, but if you refuse the help, and then you're not speaking to him, and then you hear that he's done it again.
Yeah,
he's
then at
killed
that point, I'll tell
Ha-
them. I'll tell them about the second crime.
But wouldn't you feel
not knowing
guilty
I
that
knew-
you didn't say from the first time? That person
Yeah, I
could
would
have
feel
just
guilty,
been.
but I'll have to live with it.
And say if it's like a young girl, that's
Yeah, exactly. That's what I
something
would
you
say.
could have.
I know, that's really deep, innit?
That's-
Hold on a second. So you just live with the guilt.
Ah!
These listen. These
But I
things.
can't now lie to the police to tell them I lied. Then I'm definitely going
No,
to jail.
yeah,
So
but yeah,
trust me, I'm
exactly.
sticking
But it's
to
the
my
thing.
lie.
You're gonna stick with the guilt. You have to understand. Guilt don't do well on black
Yeah, no,
people.
it
you know,
doesn't,
it manifests itself bad.
for
You ain't got
young
good skin.
girl had been
You're gonna lose your
killed,
good skin
I
if you hold in the
can't-
guilt. Jesus don't like ugly.
Yeah. Like I said, it's different if it was like, oh, we robbed a bank or whatever. You can just, that's harmless or whatever. But someone's died and been brutally. Like,
You've known about it, Sabrina.
yeah.
You're an
Sabrina,
actual
you-
piece of shit. You're an actual piece of
That's my
shit.
bro. But no.
It's your bro.
Okay, so with more context, the truth is, my initial thing would be like, I'm not saying, but if really I was getting implicated and gonna go jail for it, then I would.
So it's not.
But
because
my
someone's
initial
been
thing would
harmed.
be, I don't know. That's what I would want to say. I don't know nothing. But the thing is, what makes it? If he had just killed somebody and that was a mistake, I don't know. No, it's part that is a bit like that's
yeah.
pretty deep. Like that is
Yeah.
that's so deep.
Yeah,
but just
that-
because I would
yeah.
know, like that's pretty deep. So you're right. I mean, can I change that?
Do you know what? This is why you have me here. This is why you have me here
I
because I have to
change?
speak some sense into this one.
I probably, if I knew I was going to jail, then yeah.
Yes,
so
you're
bad.
100%
If he
going
was in
jail.
a tussle, they were fighting, and accidentally she hit her head on the coffee
Yeah,
table.
which has happened before
I would
in the
cover.
past. Yeah, like I
would cover.
I would just not. Yeah, you're right. Maybe.
I would cover,
Yeah, that's
but
pretty deep.
he's intentionally like,
so
nah,
bad,
that's
Yeah.
that's deep,
Okay.
yeah.
Let's move on from that then. To be fair, I would have to. But truthfully, it's because I don't want to go to jail.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's deep. Just
Sabrina's
knowing
more
though, like,
thinking
you just-
about your own neck.
Yeah,
What about
because
the
I
victim.
know. Right. That's
Do you know what this is? Do you know what this is? This is something that I like to call women's logic. Just
Yeah.
bare fuckery.
yeah.
Just
Oh,
especially
the-
yours. The logic of women, absolute foolery. Because you're going to get jammed up. That's what you're going to tell.
No, yeah,
you just did the badness, but you don't want to tell. You're fine.
No,
you're
I'm
fine.
Yeah,
you're
I
not
said because of the thing. Like,
you're fine, D.
Yeah.
You're not.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's so bad.
That's
Especially
bad.
if you had a daughter as well. You wouldn't want someone to,
No, do you know what it is? In that moment, the reality is I wouldn't be thinking about the other person. I wouldn't, that's the truth. I would be thinking, oh my God, just because I know my brother, that's not his character. So I'll be like, but the reality is, I don't, truthfully, I don't think I could actually really lie to the police, but I don't know. But my first thing would be, right, okay, what could I do how could I get away with maybe whatever, get him help, never speak to kids, because there'll be all sorts of emotion, but the reality is when you really think back, you think, you're right, I couldn't. Okay, fine, no. Okay. I would have to. If they come to me, I wouldn't say nah, but if they come to me, oh no. Do you have to go? Do you have to go and tell them?
Because you knew Sabrina.
Yes, okay.
Oh yeah, even if they, you have to go.
So you wouldn't wait for them to come. Oh jeez, yeah.
Or maybe you can do like an anonymous tip-off if you don't want your brother to know that it was you.
No, the thing is, I'm going to let him know.
Anonymous tip-off. He came to the house and told her.
Yeah, so he will need to know.
He came to the house and told her.
I would tell him.
He's going to know. Everybody's
My
jammed
initial
up.
instinct wouldn't be not to tell, be like, how can I get away with it? But reality, if I can't get away with it, just because I know that's not his character, I would need him to go get help.
The reality is, Sabrina, you'd actually fold under pressure because I was able to pressure you just by sitting here.
Yeah, I know we've checked, I
was able to pressure you by sitting here.
I have to admit, as soon as they come, I'll be like, yeah, he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was it? Oh, yeah, he did it.
You know what I'm saying? And these are trained professionals that are going to put pressure on you.
Yeah, they'll be like,
there's no point both of us
so
go
why
jail.
did he come?
Exactly.
Yeah, why?
Yes, true.
We saw that his mobile was in your house.
Yeah,
they can
exactly.
They can also do that. I see that in a crime. They'll know that direct because he's come directly after he's committed. Yeah, they'll be like, oh, why did he come there? And he just come for the usual, cup of tea.
Yeah.
No, are you sure, Sabrina?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No, I'm sorry.
He did it. I'm sorry. I don't want to go to jail. The next one, this one was quite interesting actually. So you take your niece and your daughter on a holiday, say to Turkey. We know you love your turkey. You go on a lovely boat trip. Everything's nice. You guys are enjoying and whatnot. And all of a sudden, the sea gets really, really, really rough and everything's just a bit crazy on the boat. So at some point, the boat is all just going from side to side. And both your niece and your child get thrown off. They're both about, say, 9 years of age. Your daughter is quite a competent swimmer. Your niece, however, cannot swim. So they're both, obviously the sea's quite rough. One's over there, one's there. Who are you saving first?
So my daughter, and the truth is, if I had a daughter or any children, they're learning to, I learned to swim. They would be pretty, by 8 years old, they'll be pretty good at swimming. So, so my daughter's struggling, but she's staying afloat.
Yeah.
I would have to save my niece, and I'll swim, put her on my back, swim, and go get my daughter. Yeah.
But bear in mind, the thing is, like, she could be,
There's no way. Oh, geez, either
you
way.
You can't do both. One's over there, one's there.
No, I would
who are you saving first? You cannot do both. One of them is potentially going to be swept away because it's really rough. Like the day started off quite calm and then all of a sudden the seas,
But my daughter is a competent swimmer. She's
she's a competent swimmer. Yeah,
she'll never forgive me. But I would, seeing one that's the head.
What do you mean she'll never forgive you?
My daughter.
She's gone.
No, but she's surviving. She's surviving. Okay. She's surviving. Because I'm seeing her head above. She's screaming, "Mum!" Oh, that's so deep. Why am I getting more and more? She's screaming, "Mummy, puppy." But her head is afloat. My niece, I can't even see her face, but I can see her thing. I'll have to go get the niece grab, and I would swim. I would save it. There was absolutely no way. But
this is rough sea. Like and I said she's a good swimmer, but the sea's richly. In other words, it's saying, who are you going to save? Potentially one of them is gone.
That's so bad because I have nieces and I don't have a daughter at the moment. So maybe there's a bit of a bias there, to be fair. But I could only imagine the logic in me would be my daughter is going to survive. And my niece her head is not even there, I would go and get my niece.
Okay, you get your niece.
And I will swim. And if I die saving both, then I'd rather die. I'll be honest, I'd probably rather die saving both. I don't think I could choose.
Yeah, but you have to choose in that moment. There's all you want.
Yeah, I'll have to go to my niece.
You'll go to your niece. Okay.
Because my daughter can swim.
Okay.
Maybe ask me that question once I have a child.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I'm sorry. I'm going for my child. I'm sorry. Like, I know I'm not a mother, but yeah. But I'm going for my child. Yeah. I know it sounds yeah.
That's a hard one.
I know it is a hard one.
Because I actually have knees, and I'm just seeing
yeah.
her. I'm seeing her.
But you're
face
going
right
in your
now,
present moment.
In our
but
present moment.
Obviously, I don't know what it is to be a mother,
but
I just have a feeling like my mother instinct, mama bear will kick in. I've got to save my child. Obviously, I'll save her quick, bring her in. Hopefully, she can swim or whatever. And then I'd have to go back.
To me, though, your niece is definitely dying. Like you can't even see her head. Your daughter's head is above water.
I just see this rough sea, like, even though my daughter's a good swimmer, but she could be whatever, and then I'd have a breakdown if my daughter just went, and then I'll
just stick to my question.
Yeah.
To my answer, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, cool.
I think as a mother, obviously I'm not a mother, guys, but my mama bear will kick in. I'll probably go for my child first. Yeah. I know that sounds, I know my niece is like a second child or whatever, but I think I'd go, I'm going to be honest. So actually, can we ask Mav? As a father, sorry.
You've got 4 children.
Yeah.
2 of your children get overboard.
No, the niece and...
Oh, no, but we're changing this.
Oh, we're changing it. Oh, okay.
You want me to pick between 2 of my children?
No, you can't.
Next question,
No,
man.
you can't
I'm not
do
answering.
that.
I'm not answering.
Okay.
I'm not answering that question. I was to pick 2 of my children. You're moving mad.
No, you can't. No,
you're moving
that's
mad,
what I'm saying.
Sabrina.
You can't, yeah.
Picking 2 of my children.
No.
Nah, you're moving mad. No, you're moving mad. Change the question.
No, can we just do the same question as us? Your niece or your nephews.
Yeah,
your daughter.
Yeah. Niece or your daughter.
Yeah.
Same scenario. It's the same thing what you're going to say.
Yeah,
I had to pick my daughter.
Yeah, you have to, Okay.
I think I might be a bit biased.
I have so many nieces.
So if one of them dies.
So many nieces.
Like, he's got plenty of others. Is that what it is?
It's just bad. It's just bad because it's just I love all my nieces.
I know. That's the thing.
But my daughter's my daughter.
Yeah, it's a child.
My child.
Like, you held that child for like 9 months. Like, sorry.
Yeah. But the only thing for me is because her head is above water. Where did I get that from? I don't know.
Did I say that in the...
You did.
Did I? Did
Yeah,
I say
you
my head
did.
was above water?
There you go. See, we're not changing that.
Yeah, you
That's
said that
why
the head
I
was
said
above
what I
water.
said.
Says the competent swimmer head's above water.
Next question. If you had to die, you're dying, but you have to choose. By fire or drowning?
Oh my God.
Right, this is actually an easy one. Huh? Should I tell you why? Okay. So my greatest fear, because I'm not a great swimmer, is dying by drowning. Like this whole thing of like, even when I was younger, when I used to wash my hair, I can't breathe or whatever. So with fire, usually you die before you even get burnt. Because are you talking about like in a fire in a house or whatever? Because usually the smoke kills you off before you start feeling the pain of burning. So I would say the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Reason being because I'll die from smoke inhalation.
Yeah.
But this whole thing of like not being able to breathe. Oh my God, even the thought of it now, I'm just panicking. Like, I would rather go through fire, but not the fire where my skin's melting off. It's more like in a house fire.
Because through
and I just and I just go into a coma and I'm gone. Yeah, I think that's better out of the 2.
Actually, if you explain it quite well.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
I would probably choose that actually.
Yeah.
If it was, because I didn't know. I guess it's most of the time it is for smoke and inhalations. So probably fire. But if it wasn't,
if it was like someone sets you alight,
and then you're then drown.
Yeah, maybe drowned. Yeah,
drown.
But depends the circumstance.
Let's go for fire for that circumstance. Cool.
This is another one. So this is actually in regards to our brothers again. So you are a driver of a train, on a train, and the train is out of control, a bit like Speed, the film or whatever, and you can't like slow the train down, and ahead of you see four young kids, maybe around about the age of 10. And if it continues going, you know you're going to mow them down. The alternative you have is to steer the train to the side into another train. However, on that train, your brother's on that train. What do? Do you mow down the four kids or mow down your brother?
Hold on a second. Wait. Do we know that our brother's on that train?
Yes.
Yeah, we know that our brother's on that train.
How do we know that?
It's just the question.
You just know.
He's on that train.
He always takes that train every day, and you're a train driver, and you just know. Yeah.
Okay.
Or he's even, oh, hey sis, from a distance. Or he's just texture.
So basically, am I killing my brother or the
four kids who are about 10 years old? Really
that's
sweet.
so sad and all that, but like, will have to be the kids. I'm not killing my brother.
Yeah. The kids gotta go.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's so bad. You?
Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah. I'm sorry, my brother.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Because that's
But I'll try and see if I can go to the left, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it was only those two options, I'm sorry, my brother.
okay.
He's my love.
So your husband of 20 years, known him like since you was a childhood, and he gets accused of paedophilia. So there is no concrete evidence, but he's going through the motions. There's quite a lot of evidence, but it's not concrete. He's just going through the trials. You know your husband, you've known him for that long. Are you? But all the dates that's in question, he actually wasn't with you. When you look back in your diary, you remember that he wasn't with you that night. He was on business.
Well,
Are you supporting your husband? But there's no concrete, but there's a lot of evidence, but it's not concrete.
so when you say a lot of evidence, he was just somewhere else at the times they've accused him, from what you've said.
And there's like 5 people that's come forward, and there's like a whole
Damn.
trial.
But I've known him for 20 years.
Yeah.
Because if I knew 100% he did it, I'm sorry. He's freaking like anything to do with kids.
But you
and
don't know,
fiddling.
you're 50-50. You're 50-50.
Damn.
You've known him long enough that you're like, he couldn't do that. But it's only because you love him, you know his character, like, but you actually went with him.
God, is there a way to find out?
Deeper. Gosh.
Oh.
A little bit.
Like, say if he's innocent, though, and then I bin him off, and then... I know this is going to be... Oh, God, this is kids. You know what? Okay. I might have to support, but I'm going to still be trying to search for information to see. I'll support initially because
right
you're
now it's
innocent until,
50-50.
it's 50-50. But I'm going to have to, it'll be playing on my mind. Like, did he, every time he's around a child, I'll just be looking like, oh, whatever. I'd have to find out whether or not. I don't know if I'll be able to ever just... It's going to affect our relationship, I think, after some time. I'd need to find out whether or not it's true. Because 5 people...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm supporting initially. Oh, God, I begrudgingly. But I've got to try and find out whether or not he is guilty or not guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is my answer. Yeah.
Yeah, probably the same.
Yeah.
Because it's 50-50.
It's hard.
But I think you're right, though. Like, I would be like, every moment. And if I... But I
And
don't
do
think
we have kids?
That wasn't a question they asked, I'll be honest.
Because if
but-
we have kids... Oh, my God. Oh,
Let's add that in there. We've got kids, but we've got kids.
God, I'll be like, oh, don't be alone with your dad. Oh, no.
Yeah, but if you're thinking like that means there's the part. And it's that part, how long can you... And I think initially, like you say, I would like support until I... But if I kept thinking like that daily, it's like... And I don't want him to be... I don't think I could go for the rest of my life feeling like that. So at one point, it would be like I might crack. But initially, I couldn't... throw away 20 years on a 50-50.
Yeah, 50-50, yeah.
There will be
No,
some... and
I'd have to, support initially, but then, I might have to do some investigation. Yeah. So, it's your wedding day. Got a big African, Nigerian wedding. You've paid plenty money for this wedding, and you're so in love. You're so excited. Your husband comes to you. This was just before you're about to go out down to the aisle or whatever. Usually, I know you don't see the bride before, but he said he's got a confession. And the confession is he had a one-night stand with a girl who he used to work with, actually. And she's come to him and say that she is pregnant with his child. But added into the mix, you cannot have children. You're infertile. Are you going ahead with the wedding? People have come from Nigeria to America. This is, you've been dating for so long. Yeah. You're so in love. But he's made this mistake. He was highly intoxicated. He's got this woman pregnant and she's going to keep the baby, but you can't have children. Are you going ahead with the wedding?
That's very, very, very deep. I don't know if I could just call off everything in that moment. I don't think that's enough time. So I probably would still go ahead with the marriage and... Would I know? Yeah, I probably would go ahead with the marriage at this stage and figure out after. And if it doesn't work, then we'll have to get different. Oh, yeah, no, but you have a certain amount of time.
Yeah, as long as you don't consummate the marriage. Well, actually, do people even know?
I was going to say, how does that work?
No, you can annul as long as you don't consummate the marriage. That's what it says in the rule book. So I don't know, but yeah.
Oh, okay, so I probably would.
You probably won't want to sleep with him that night after.
Absolutely
that anyway,
not.
So yeah.
Yeah, I probably would. Could you imagine cancelling everything?
Yeah. No.
And it wouldn't really be about the other people. It would just be like, it's not long. It's just not enough time for me to say, okay, no, let's, and then no. But then actually, could I not go ahead with it and then figure it out and then, no, probably, oh my God, I've got such a big, do you know what? I can actually imagine me right now with my dress, with everything, me crying on the floor, like my whole, like I can actually visualize it. Oh no, let me not do too much.
No, actually, I'm sort of like I can see it.
I've got some vivid stuff, but the reality is that right now I could feel like actually I would have to go through with it. But could I really go through it in the end? Oh geez, I probably would. Yeah, let me make a decision. And then, yeah. And then if we have to annul it after or then you have to. Yeah.
I would go through it too.
Would you?
But it's going to be a very angry wedding.
So what's the point?
Yeah, it's going to taint the whole day. You're not going to be happy. You're going to be freaking miserable. It's just, don't touch me. Can you imagine the pictures?
Yeah, that's...
But I probably would go through with it. Probably for the wrong reasons, for saving face and stuff. Like if people have come from everywhere and spent money and,
What? That's your concern?
No, it's African,
Okay, but the next thing that's more expensive than a wedding is the divorce, right?
Well, you can get a quickie divorce. An annulment is, like she said, is not that much, is it? To do an annulment, as long as you don't have to get all lawyers' fees and everything involved. But I've also got to think I can't have children,
and that was my.
So maybe I could be a stepmom to the. I know it's not the best way, but
oh my God,
yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, yeah,
I thought about that as well.
I know
not that I would,
but...
because the truth is, it probably wouldn't work after all that. It's one thing cheating. Another, though, is actually having a child.
I know.
That's a whole different thing.
I know.
It is definitely a whole different thing. But the reality, do you know what it is? Why? Because I don't know if I could really forgive him for the child bit, though. Because I thought about that.
But that happens a lot, though. Yeah. I know.
But I actually, at this stage, if she's early on, maybe she'll lose it. And then now I just only have the...
Oh, my God. It's the death of a child. Sabrina, oh God. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Maybe she might have a
There is-
miscarriage. No, I only have to deal with
No. I'm a lover of children. If maybe or whatever, I could find my.
Obviously, once
I'll
they dies,
be-
once
I'll
it's
be a nice-
born.
There is a VIP seat in the bases of hell
No,
for you.
Sabrina. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on with you today. You're chatting a lot of shit today, Sabrina. I don't know what's going on with you today. You're having a madness today, Sabrina.
Oh, geez.
Anyway, but yeah, we're not hoping she loses it.
That's so bad.
It will take me a long time to obviously forgive him if I go forward with the marriage and don't get it annulled. But I feel I've got it in my heart to.
Yeah.
I'm a
To
lover of
forget.
children.
To forgive.
Not to forget.
Really?
But to forget.
Because you're going to see
I
that
can never
you're
forget.
going to see that child, and you're going to recognize
know
that
if I could.
that's a product of infidelity and dishonesty.
There's that part.
You're going to see that child.
I've
you're
seen
gonna,
other people.
yeah,
actually,
that's
but
other
they tend
that's
to
other
sometimes
that's
be,
other
like,
people,
evil.
D.
Yeah.
That's other people, D. We're talking about you, your heart, your mind,
But
your
then
feelings.
I'm going to be in a childless home. If we can invite that child, I know that sounds a bit fairy tale or whatever, but I love children.
You're going to see that child and recognize, okay, that child
It's
is
that
here
part
on the
that-
back of my
But it was a
husband.
one night. Like I think I would have had a worse like view if it was like he was having a long-term affair. But it was a drunkard night, one off.
Do you know one off isn't necessarily that good, because that means he doesn't have the control to make good decisions after a couple of drinks. Can't you trust him to go out again? Fix up, please. This is
I'm not being like that. I'm not changing my mind, but I know it's not going to be easy. But I'd have to consider that.
Okay.
Is one, especially if we've been together for so long. Yeah. I think yeah.
okay.
I might be able to forgive, but I would go through with the wedding and then.
So we've gone from yes to might. You do realize it's just one rickety brick that would just stage the whole foundation, right? I love being here.
No. I'm going through with the wedding. The wedding's happening.
Hey,
I
cool,
spent loads
so-
of money for the dress.
Of course, yeah, because the money's the most important thing, not your heart or your feeling. Of course, the money spent is the most important thing.
But I just don't think you have enough time to really figure it out.
Yeah, I feel like
it's just
we
been
need to
like
just
about
go
an
through
hour
it, yeah.
before or
Yeah.
however long. Like it's because the truth is you might end up forgiving him. Obviously, wouldn't be like, but if I just don't think it's
And you don't
not-
want to cancel it, then forgive him, and then you've got to do everything. Yeah, I just feel get married.
Yeah,
and then,
because time
yeah.
is the most important thing, isn't it?
Timing.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
All right, anyway, I'm going through with the wedding. Yeah, I'm sorry not to get those dollars.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, yeah, of course. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying?
spraying us with
Cost
money.
of living.
It's hard, I know. I might not be able to afford to have another one.
Yeah, I mean, that's the most.
No refunds.
That's the most important thing, isn't it? Of course.
Yeah, of
Trying to have another wedding after you've just got your heart broken, found out your man's cheating on you on a one night stand, drunken night, and then had a kid on top of it. Cool. Next question.